Yo, what's up, guys? Today we're going to be going over the Hosts of Mordor pre-release Precon. I picked them up at my local game shop this past weekend, played with them, got to toy around with the commander as well as see the alt commander play because I played with some buddies and they also picked them up. Um, we're going to go over the cards that are in the deck as well as a couple of upgrades I'm going to be making. A few I'm going to have to do in the post of the end of the video just because I need to be able to read off the cards because they're not physically in my possession because I had to order them because they're from the set and we're on pre-release. So odds are they're not going to be here until the week after the set officially releases. So we'll do that. But before we get into the video, I'd like to ask you guys go down and hit that red subscribe button. We're trying to hit 1,000 subs before the end of the year. Making good progress. YouTube changed its policies, so technically I only need the 500. I'm not going to change my goal though. I still would like to hit the 1,000 before the end of the year. Making good progress on it. Views and subs have stayed steady, so doing pretty well. Videos have been a little more stretched out as of recent due to work and the fact that I am prepping to go back to school later this month um, to finish my degree. But I will be cutting back, or I have cut back on hours as well as like bit more time into my schedule to do schooling. But obviously, not every week is going to be the same. Have more time for videos or more time for streaming, or I might need to spend the week doing a shit ton of homework. So things are going to be a little weird, but we're going to keep chugging along. But without further ado, guys, let's get right into it. All right, guys, same as the last video, we're going to go over the Hosts of Mordor deck. Like I said in the last video, I played with these in this past weekend, so I don't have the original box, but I will go over what comes in it. You get the deck, a cool little deck box that you can shove your deck into, as well as tokens and a collector's sample pack, which contains 2 cards and an advertisement for Arena, like most things do these days. We're gonna go over um, the deck itself. Um, and then I have a little stack of um, additions you can add to the deck, as well as some cards that I can't show you that I'm going to be adding to the deck, but I'll throw up in the post commentary what I will be adding to the deck because they haven't come in yet. But your deck comes with an Orc army, a 6/6 dragon with flying and menace token. We have some goblin tokens, another dragon token. I don't know why those aren't together. Some treasure tokens, a wraith token, and a ring tempts you card. You get some food tokens and more wraiths. Another art for the orc army. I use this one because I like the white hand, but this one is Sauron's army versus Saruman's army. Very cool distinction. We'll go over the commander and the alt commander. For the commander that I run currently, we'll go over that after. Sauron, Lord of the Rings, he is the face commander. 5 colorless in Grixis, which is blue, black, red. For a 9/9 that says when he is cast, when you cast this spell, amass orcs 5, mill 5 cards, then return a creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield, has trample, and then whenever a commander an opponent controls dies, the ring tempts you. The big key part of this is when he is cast, even if he gets countered or destroyed, um, or like stopped before he hits the field, he has been cast. So you will be amassing your orcs 5, which is basically if you don't have an orc army on the field, you put one on, it gets 5+1/+1 counters. If you have an orc army on the field, you just add the 5+1/+1 counters to it. Then you mill 5 cards and then you get to put a creature on the battlefield. Very good. He is expensive. But I think he is worth um, his price of admission, considering it's on cast. I think he could be a little bit better if it was also on attack deck. You get to get creatures back, but that's whatever. Or even damage step. The alt commander is Saruman, the White Hand. He is 1 colorless in Grixis, blue, black, red for a 2/5 Avatar Wizard. Says whenever you cast a non-creature spell, amass Orcs X, where X is that spell's mana value. So he bakes big orc. It's an instance and sorceries deck, basically, or an artifact. I guess you could do artifacts, but you're basically running it to build a big guy. But your goblins and orcs also have ward too, so your orc army is stronger. We're gonna go through the creatures first, and then we'll go through the artifacts and such. So to start, we have Grima, Saruman's footman. He's 2 colorless, blue and a black. For 1/4, can't be blocked, and whenever he attacks, target player exiles cards from the top of the library until they exile an instant or sorcery. You may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Then that player puts the exiled cards that weren't cast this way on the bottom of their library in a random order. We have Hostage Taker, Notion Thief. We have the Mouth of Sauron, Lord of the Nazgul. This guy's going to be a very popular commander. We have a Moria Scavenger, the Balrog of Moria, bad Balrog. The other Balrog in the set is much better. He's all right still. Corsairs of Umbar, very strong card. Being able to make it so your orc army is can't be blocked is amazing. We have a Monstrosities of the Lake. Again, I think that the version of this that's in the set is much better because it creates tentacle tokens, which are really good. We have Merciless Executioner, very good reprint. We have Shelob the Dreadweaver. It's okay. I think that the Shelob in the set is much better as well because it's Golgari and it's the de facto spider commander. We have Voracious Fell Beast. I thought this card wasn't very good, but when I got to play with it is pretty good. He's not like a big target on the field, and he's just a 4/4 that can hit in the air. We have Troll of Khazad-dûm of Khazad-dûm. We have a Goblin Crater Maker. We have a Treasure Nabber, nice reprint. We have a nice reprint of Cutter Snipe as well. We have an Orca Siege Master. This card's really good for your orc army, giving them trample if you don't have other trample enablers. We have Grishnok, Brash Instigator. He's pretty decent. We have a reprint of Anger. This is one of your haste enablers. We have Siege Gang Commander, nice reprint. Goblin Dark Dwellers. We have an Inferno Titan. Not a fan of this Titan, but it's whatever. I think a Grave Titan would have been a better pick for the deck, but this is fine. We have Scourge of the Throne, a Rampaging War Mammoth. I wish it was called Oliphant. There's an Oliphant in the set that's part of the big mural at with the Battle of Pelennor Fields, but the War Mammoth is still cool. I just wish it was like Rampaging War Oliphant or Rampaging Oliphant would have been cool. We have a Null Spine Dragon, a Cavern Horde Dragon. This is going to be a very expensive dragon once these. It's already pretty expensive, but once the commander decks are not in print anymore, it's going to be pretty expensive. Oop! I accidentally grabbed an artifact. That is your creatures. You can swap and replace creatures all you want. I feel like this deck is very open to putting better creatures in the deck just because of Sauron's ability to get them back from the grave, putting them in the grave with milling and such. Go through the artifacts. We've got reprint of Everflowing Chalice. We have the Soul Ring with the nice art. We have Arcane Signet as well. We have a Mind Stone, a Worn Power Stone, a Commander Sphere, Basalt Monument, and a Relic of Sauron. This card is very good. Just putting that out there. It is exquisite. We're going to go through the enchantments. There isn't many. And then we'll go through the instants and sorceries and lands, like always. For the enchantments, we have Revenge of the Ravens. It's a very good card. We have a Shiny Impetus. It's an enchantment aura that you should use on your opponent's creature. You can also use it on your own creature. Gives a +2/+2. Goaded. And then whenever the creature attacks, you create a treasure token. We have Unfiring Inscription, another good card considering this deck runs quite a bit of instants and sorceries. Then we have In the Darkness Binds Them, way to get some wraiths on the field as well as gaining control of some creatures. Very good card. We're going to go over the instants and sorceries. As you can see, there's quite a bit of them. You could always add more if you want to go the Saruman route. Even if you're playing Sauron, I do still recommend probably doing some instants and sorceries, preferably some ones that have flashback. So to start, we have Consider. Good card. Puts it in the grave, or can put it in the grave, which is good. We have an Arcane Denial. We have a Forbidden Alchemy. We have Fact or Fiction. Bitter Downfall. We have Throw of Possibility. Uh, Treason Isengard. Why is this in this order? Oh, it's my instance. Okay. Yeah. Treason of Isengard. We have Deep Analysis. Good reprint there. I also love the art of the eye of the thing that dwells in the deep, the little kraken thing or whatever. Boon of the Wishgiver. Great scary art. Subjugate the Hobbits. Reanimate. Great reprint. Feed the Swarm. We have a Languish. Living Death reprint. Decree of Pain. Faithless Looting. Blasphemous Act, another good reprint. We have a Lidless Gaze. Wake the Dragon, good card. Too Greedily, Too Deep, another great card. Extract from Darkness. And a Summons of Saruman, a real MVP of a sorcery, if I do say so myself. Then for the lands, we have a Command Tower, a Path of Ancestry. We have a Crumbling Necropolis. We have Terramorphic Expanse, Evolving Wilds, Field of Ruin, Rogue's Passage, Desolate Lighthouse, the Black Gate, Choked Estuary, a bunch of the enters tapped unless you control two or more reveals, stuff like that. Deals damage, the Pain lands. Just a bunch of good ones. And then your basics, as you can expect with the deck. We'll go over the cards I will be adding to my deck, and I think you should too as well. We have Duress, always nice to get some hand knowledge on an opponent, especially somebody who's doing some problems. We have Gamble, just a win-win. You get to tutor for a card that you could want in your hand. Also, you wouldn't mind it in your grave. We have a Dark Depths, kind of flavorful. This one's kind of iffy. I just added it because I like the idea of like the big kraken thing the thing that watches from the deep when they're going into Moria and stuff like that. The Mines of Moria. Thought it was cool. We have an Archetype of Aggression, a way to give your creature trample, as well as taking away trample from your opponent. We have a Witch King of Angmar. Very good card. Uh, Highly recommend putting it in there. And then a Swiftfoot Boots, another way to give your creatures haste, especially your commander. I have 10 other cards I will be adding, but I'm waiting on them coming in. 9 of which are the Nazgul card. I will be showing you in the post. I'll probably just put them right here. Like right here. Um, the Nazgul, there's 9 different arts. Well, all 9 different arts. As well as the good Grixis Sauron from the set. I will I'll probably just show these in the post while I'm talking about the card just because it'll make it easier for me to read off what they do. But those are the decks. We're gonna go into my post deck analysis. All right, guys, if you enjoyed the nat or Host of Mordor video, please go down there and hit that like button as well as that subscribe button. We're trying 1,000 subs, like I said earlier. We're also going to go over the 2 cards that I don't currently have, but are going to be included in my deck. First is Sauron, the Dark Lord. He is 3 in Grixis, blue, black, red. For an Avatar Horror that's 7/6, has Ward, sack, a legendary artifact, or legendary creature. If you don't know what Ward is kind of like an additional cost to target. So if a creature, like if you want to, I don't know, uh, Swords to Plowshares, Sauron the Dark Lord, to exile him, you would also have to sack a legendary artifact or a legendary creature in addition to the cost that you pay for your Swords to Plowshares. It's kind of like an additional bit of evasion for him. He's cheaper mana wise than the Precons Sauron and a little bit weaker in terms of power, but I feel like he is just overall a better commander for the deck. He's easier to get out and also has better protection on him. He also has whenever an opponent casts a spell, amass orcs 1. So you're constantly buffing an orc on the battlefield while your opponents play through their turns because it's any spell that they play. And it can also be on your turn as well as their turn. So And it says whenever an army you control deals combat damage to a player, the ring tempts you. So it kind of dips into that ring tempting mechanic, which can boost and buff your creatures, as well as just kind of get you through those tiers of the ring card, the ring emblem. And says whenever a ring tempts you, you may discard your hand. If you do, draw 4 cards. Perfect for the deck overall being a reanimator deck because you can hold on to creatures that you don't want to cast but want to get back from your graveyard with either the other Sauron or like cards like Reanimate and such like that. So it's a very good alternate commander to the original Sauron that runs the deck. But that is not the only thing we're adding to the deck. We're adding the Nazgul. Nazgul is a 1/2 for 2 and a black for a Wraith Knight Death Touch. There's going to be 9 copies in the deck because that little clause at the bottom that says a deck can have up to 9 cards named Nazgul in the deck. Um, so you just fill it up with 9 of them. This is not only buffing like your creature, or it's not only buffing your other wraiths, because there are other wraiths in the deck. It's buffing the Lord of the Nazgul card, which is in the deck. It's going to be, I said in the video, it's going to be a very popular commander due to the fact that it's making 3/3s, but it's also buffing all of your wraiths. Um, Once there's more than 3 on the field or 9 on the field, then they become all 9/9s. But this one passively buffs as well. It says whenever it enters the battlefield, it tempts you. It has Death Touch as well. And whenever the ring tempts you, put a +1/+1 counter on each wraith you control. So that is a static buff. Um, Meaning that when they hit the 9/9, they keep those +1/+1 counters. So say you tempt the ring 4 times and you get that ninth wraith on the field from an instance or sorcery from the Lord of the Nazgul. Um, your creatures are now going to be 13/13. Um, but like I said, you can have 9 in the deck, so you're gonna see them eventually, which is really nice. But that's all I got for you guys. Those are the cards I'm going to be adding, and that is the Host of Mordor deck. If you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification button down below to know my videos go live, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.